Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, and welcome back to Valley East, USA. Alright, we got a couple things going on today. Let me just tell you what we did last episode. So if you recall, we did a little bit of a corn harvest, and as you can see, I have the combine parked up in here now. Probably can lower that header now that I think about it. Let's just lower that down. You can't see it yet? There he goes. Perfect. So we did a corn harvest, and it's all done now, basically, and now we have 175,000 liters worth of corn that we can use. So a couple of suggestions from people were to get another grain wagon. Funny enough, I actually did that off camera. I borrowed an extra $5,000 and got another grain wagon because people were right. It did take forever to unload that combine with just a single one. So I picked up a second J&M. So I ended up doing that off camera, like I mentioned. Just it made the harvest so much quicker in the end. So I picked up a second one. The other thing I did is nothing. I think that's it. I'm like, did I do anything else? I think actually that's not true. I did do something else. Now that I think about it, I got this field harvested. That we had. This is one of the ones that was ready to be harvested right off the bat. So I rented a combine header and I harvested this field. Just I figured you wouldn't want to see harvesting back to back, so I just did it off camera. And that is done now. We do have straw, which is good. We don't have any animals though. Nope, wrong button, Ian. There we go. We don't have any animals. No, I didn't think so. Some people did mention that they wouldn't mind seeing the orchard, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. One other person said that they would like to see me buy the grain header, and we're going to do that. Hopefully, we'll see if we can do both. So let's get started. So we have 175,000 liters worth of corn. What is the corn price? 191 at the Dairy Fresh. Oops. And 197 at Valley Co-op. Or 98, sorry. Perfect. So let's go ahead and sell it to the co-op. They're down a little bit there. There we go. Perfect. So let's go ahead and get this loaded up. So we're going to sell a load and see if we want corn. We're going to see if we can get enough money from selling these two loads of corn. This is about almost 50,000 liters actually with these two wagons together. Really nice little setup. I actually find it works better with two different, for unloading at least. I found it worked better with two different tractors pulling them. Really? There we go. I found it worked better with two different tractors because there we go. Because how what happened is when you have the two different tractors, it actually just makes it quicker because you can have one going back and unloading, one coming back. So possibly a bit worse on fuel, mind you, but having the possibility of two tractors running at the same time is fantastic. Valley Co-op. Oh, cool. Not going very far then. So I released a couple videos, couple tutorial videos, and I hope everybody appreciated those. I know a lot of people found them helpful, which I'm very happy about. A couple of them I've been meaning to do for a long time. For example, let's close this. For example, one of the ones that I made recently was the how to set up your G27 for Farming Simulator. Finally got around to doing that. It's not terribly difficult, but if you don't know what you're doing, if you just miss a couple things, it can be kind of frustrating at times, especially when you just get a brand new piece of equipment and you want to use it a lot. I know when I first got mine, I was like, how do I get this to work properly? So having the capability of learning how to use it quickly is very nice. So, and the other video, of course, I made was the better keyboard steering, which I get asked very frequently. So again, let me just state this one more time. If you are wondering how my camera turns when I turn my wheel like this, that is the better keyboard steering mod. It's also the same mod that allows me to change the camera to reverse when I'm reversing. So In case you're wondering, that's the mod. That's what it does. Better keyboard steering mod. There we go. Alright, so let's see how much money we can make. So we have $22,000. I think the first order of business probably is buying an actual proper header instead of renting one. So let's see if we can make enough money. As I think for the regular header, I want to say it is 50,000, somewhere in there. I think it's actually more than that now that I think about it. I have a sneaky suspicion we're actually not going to make enough money from this, because we want it's 65,000. That's for the small one, actually. I want this one. 80,000. Wow, I don't remember it being that expensive. Yikes. Let's see. Also, a couple people will answer the question. Yeah, we're not going to make enough from this. A couple people answered the question about. I asked about cuts and whatnot, and what was a good kind of balance. Some people suggested stuff like do like beginning, middle, end. That was one way some people said. So like record a little bit at the start, you know, break, go to the middle, break, go to the end, sort of thing. So a couple people suggested that. So I'll see what I can do. I don't. I try not to edit too much. What I basically do is, with my setup, I can pause the video and then come back. So I don't technically do any post editing. It's mostly just pausing the recording, doing some stuff, coming back. One of the best things about mirrorless action. I can't believe that's like, honestly. No, I would almost prefer to record with OBS all the time, but it doesn't have Open Broadcaster software. Sorry, but it doesn't have the pause feature, which is really nice. I really like that feature. So like if you get a knock at the door or a phone call, you can just pause the video instead of stopping it. Because my problem is when I stop it, then if I stop the video completely and then I have to put it together and edit, do some post editing, which I don't normally do, so the pausing seems to work well for me. Alright, so we have not a whole lot more money right now, so this is on hard, so that could be possibly part of the reason why it's not working properly, or why we're not making much money. Huh. Apparently, I don't think this tractor actually has a... Yeah, it doesn't appear to have beacons. Or not beacons, but... Oh no, there it is. It's just really small. I was looking for signal lights, but they're just really small, that's all. Anyways. I thought I was signaling, but I guess it wasn't very obvious based on the fact that... you probably couldn't see it. Actually, now we can buy. I just thought about this. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll probably sell some more of that corn off camera, and we'll go from there. Because yeah, we have, it's like 3 loads, not even. So what we'll do is we make about 10,000, so we'll make about 8,000, so 38. Yeah, we won't make enough money. Okay, so one of the things I want to do is get some trees, an orchard started. So we're gonna have cherries, plums, oranges. Now this map is supposed to be Arkansas. I think it's the Golden State. I think that's Arkansas, someone said. I'm not sure where you can grow in Arkansas. I don't know. I can't visualize where it is in the United States because I'm from Canada, not from the United States, of course. That's the reason why I can't visualize where it is. Well, one of the reasons at least. That, and I'm not very good at geography. You can ask Farmer Beavis about that one. Alright, so what trees do we have? We have apple trees, pear trees, and we also have, I'm not sure what that is, olives. Seems like it might not be the case. Oranges, plums, or cherries. We actually We did cherries on the newbie farm, so let's go ahead and try some plums. Now, one of the cool things about the UPK mod is you can do stuff like you can drop off plums here and sell it. You can also make plum jam, I believe, at some of these places. Not that one. Yeah, so I believe you can make plum jam here. You can sell the plums there. If you make... where is it here? Some of these places will actually make plum jam. So this Marmeladezuguk, I think this place will actually make plum jam. So it's kind of cool. Oh, there it is, I think. Anyways, let's get some plum trees to start us off. I'll be back in a sec when I have them all placed, only because in case it crashes. Alright, so I have all the plum trees placed down, as you can see. In the end, we were able to get quite a few of them. And I don't know, we got 7, I think it was 11 in the end, so that's a good little start to our orchard. Also, I realized this little tractor, this little guy right here, will be perfect for the orchard, now that I think about it. And we need something that be able to collect the fruit as well. That would have been something to think about before buying all those trees. Now, I think there are some cheaper tippers. There we go, 5,000, and this is 6,000. So we can get one of these cheaper tippers that'll hold everything. Yeah, I think all these will. These boxes will too, if you want to use the boxes for whatever reason. Not my particular fancy, but there is possibility. I think there's a couple other smaller ones at the end somewhere here. I think it's this one, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll take one of the first small ones. I like the dolly wheel ones. I don't like backing them up, mind you, but they work really well. We'll go for the 11,000 versus, we can buy this guy right here. Perfect. And we also need one more thing, and that is a place to sell these. So let's go ahead and take a look at placeables once again, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so I got the building placed, and let me show you where it got placed. It got placed way, way, way down in... Let's see here. Way down in the corner where the Dairy Fresh is, basically. That's where it got placed, way down there. So, that is where we're going to have to truck our stuff to. It's a little bit far away, perhaps, but it will do the job in this scenario just perfectly. So, the way these plants actually, or the way these trees work is like every day they'll produce a little bit of fruit. Right now, they don't have anything because they were just planted. So they will be, there'll basically be some fruit on it tomorrow. So, getting back to the main farm here, let's fire up this guy right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to detach these trailers for now. Like so. Let's just stop them right here. Seems like a good place as any. Excellent. And let's go ahead and grab our baler. So because that field got baled, or because that field over there got, I should say harvested, there is a little bit of straw that needs to be baled up. We could collect it, and use it for animals, but we don't have any animals as of yet, so we're gonna have to deal with that as it comes. There we go. So as you know, we did start off with the square baler right here. I know a couple of people suggested that I use the contest round baler, but I'm using the round baler in the other series, so I don't know, for whatever reason I try to keep it mixed up. Alright, so we have squares. One of the funny things about this particular field is the fact that it's like plowed essentially, but there was stuff growing on it, and that's just due to the way Giants works basically. Alright, let's turn this guy on and have at her basically. One of the great things about square bales in this, well, square bales in general, is you can just keep going. You don't need to stop. Assuming you can follow the path correctly. Obviously, I didn't do a very good job of making straight lines here, but it does, I don't know. Square baling I just find is a lot more efficient. And I think this baler actually makes bigger bales, if I remember correctly. I think they actually make 6,000 liter or 5,000 liter bales, something like that. Oh no, this is just 4. I have two two balers that look very similar. Where is it? Baling technology. So I have this one, which I guess is the one that does 50,000, which does like the 5,000 liter, and I have this one. So yeah. Oh well. It's a Case IH big square baler. Basically, it's what you would see in the United States if you're a big operation. Technically, we're not a big operation. We're a small operation in the greater scheme of things here. But I figure, what the heck? I haven't done square baling in a while, so do some square baling up. Now, one of the nice things is the fact that, or one of the things I just realized actually as I'm saying this out loud, is the fact that we don't have anything that can actually pick up the bales. And that's great. So I'll have to figure out that at some point in the near future. One of the nice things about having the plums, of course, is the plums actually produce quite a bit of fruit, which is nice because you actually make pretty decent money from it. It's a lot better than you think it is, actually. And that'll be helpful on this map because we haven't, so far, we haven't made a crazy amount of money yet, so. But we'll definitely make a little bit of money from these square bales. I'm not sure how much. I think, actually, I can check. 1 second. Let's check to see how much money we can make from each one of these. I want to say $72. $71. And again, if you're wondering what mod that just was, that was the bale extension by Upside Down. The same guy who makes the drive control mod, the same guy who makes the GPS mod. So many amazing mods. But he only does scripts primarily. He doesn't do anything, he doesn't do other types of mods really. Primarily scripts. And I totally understand why, because as soon as you start messing around with modeling and stuff like that, then it just, the amount of time it takes to model things just skyrockets. It's crazy. Like if you think about how much time you can easily spend on there we go. You can think about how much time you can spend on, you know, modeling a single object for one of these things. It takes forever. Like you can spend, well, I don't know, anywhere from a day to like, you know, a year messing around with some of these things. So I just realized I should have done the headland first. Oh well. So I seem to recall people saying don't do what I'm doing right now, because then what happens is you end up driving over the straw multiple times, and the straw is not as good as if you just went over it the first time and baled it up. Very true. And I really should have done that. In fact, I think we'll follow the headland now, because we're kind of heading on a path of it. So, alright. So over here. There we go. Perfect. I don't know. For some reason, it seems like it's been forever since I've square baled. I don't remember the last time I even square baled, actually. I'm just going to do this turn right here. I think it's been quite a long time now that I think about it. And I think I might take out this tree eventually right here. Because as you can see, it got in the way. Alright, let's get the last little bit here. Perfect. But square bales, look at this. Don't need to stop for anything. Just plunk, plunk. Love it. It seems so much faster than round bales. I don't know, a lot of cases though, one of the big problems you have with square bales versus round bales, like it's always a big debate. Technically you end up getting more material in a large square, or a big square, than you do in rounds, most of the time. You can make 6-foot round bales, but they are, well, huge. So much material. A lot of times, the problem you run into with larger round bales, as well as with large square bales, is the fact that you have to have the equipment in order to move them. Because as soon as you get into like 6-foot round bales, you kind of need a bit of a stronger tractor to be able to handle it. Because some of the smaller tractors won't be able to handle a big square or a big round bale. So generally, what happens? Well, here, let's say here in Ontario, what I generally see is, when people kind of make the jump to large squares, it's because they have a fairly huge a fairly large operation that requires, you know, efficiency. One of the problems you run into though sometimes is when you have large squares, you can't leave them on the field for. You can leave them on the field, I suppose, but the problem you run into is the fact that they'll not last as long as a round bale, because what happens with a round bale is the water will shed off of it a little bit better. It's not good to leave a round bale in the field for a long time. Like, you can do it either case, but if you're going to leave a large square and a large round, generally, as far as I know, at least, I'm no expert. As far as I know, a round bale will last a lot longer than a large square or a square bale in general, and that's just due to the design of the bale itself. Doing a terrible job following this. Technically, I should probably use a bit more manual control of the steering wheel. Not steering wheel. Manual control of the gas pedal. That'll probably make my life a little bit better in terms of following these the straw. Well. So we will need to find a way to pick up these bales and deal with these bales of straw, because right now we can't do much with them at the moment. But it will be good to have them. Have the straw taken off the field at least, so that'll be a plus. I forget how much horsepower this tractor or this baler needs. I remember when I first tried out the new Holland Square baler in game, like at the very first time for Farming Simulator 15. There was a big episode of me driving the baler uphill with like a 200 horsepower case, and I was like, what's going on here? And I remember that led to a big conversation about, you know, power requirements, and in real life, what would probably happen is you would definitely need a more powerful tractor, because you're going not only pulling a big baler along with bales inside of it, but also you're going uphill. So, well, that was a while ago now. A second episode or third episode or something in Farm Sim 2015. Oh man, that was a while ago now. Sheesh. One sec, coffee break. It's funny, at one point I thought about doing a segment called Coffee with Iain or something like that, because it just seems like it would be I don't know, I'm not sure what it would actually be, but it crossed my mind once upon a time is doing like a Coffee with Iain segment. Like, it'd just be a separate video, and it would basically just be, you know, drinking coffee. I don't want to call it a vlog, because it wouldn't really be a vlog. It would just be something like Sunday chat with Tibbers, something along those lines, a bit more, except it would be with coffee, because it's so. For those people who've been watching for a long time, I don't know how many times I've in the middle of a video I'd be like, 1 sec, coffee break, and then I'll have a sip of coffee. Oh goodness, I know Caravera76 is like that too. He loves his coffee. So is UC Barra. We all love our coffee. Actually, if you ever follow Caravera76 on Twitter, I think it's just at Caravera76. He posts some funny pictures about coffee from time to time. Makes me laugh. Also, with squares, look how efficient we are. We only have 3 passes left. Mind you, this is a very small field, so it obviously helps when you have a very small field and you're just rocking through it like this. So what we'll do is we will finish baling this field right here, and then we'll call it an episode. One thing we actually may need to do, 7,500. Let's see. We need a front loader. Oh, we can use this. A square bell grab. Oh, sweet. Totally gonna use that. It's homemade even. That's why it's so cheap. Actually, my father-in-law made one of these, just like this. Homemade. And we need a front loader tractor of some sort. Because none of our tractors are front loader compatible. I'll have to think about that. There's only a few tractors I think I have that are front loader compatible. This little guy here is. But I don't think he'd be able to lift a round bale. These are as well. Same problem though. Technically, we don't have enough money for those. Yeah. Gonna have to think about that one a little bit. Alright, let's finish up. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll try and get the skid steer. No, that wouldn't work. Skid steer would be too small for these bales, I think. It'd have to be, like, you see some pretty big skid steers out there. So, I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to do it, I'm just saying there's... Honestly, it's probably a better situation to use a bigger tractor rather than a skid steer, especially if you have to drive through the field at all, so... Alright, 2 passes left, nice. Wonder how many bales we ended up with the end. I did at one point have a bale counter. But I took it off because what happened was it was interfering with my drive control mod, which was bothering me, so... Just got in the way all the time, so I was like, "Urgh." Alright. Nice. Yeah. What I think we can actually, one of the things we can do is we can actually bale some, we could actually plant one of these fields as grass, or buy the other field. That's a possibility. Because we do have a mower, although we don't have a tedder or anything. But I do have a square bell wrapper that we could actually use eventually for cows. So... eventually. We'll see. You can also sell these. I did see a interesting an interesting bale grab, I guess we'll call it. Not a grab. It was like an automatic stacker type baler. But it looked kind of interesting. Very different from the in-game one. Maybe I'll pick that up if I remember to do that. So, alright, last pass. I'm going to leave those extra little bits of straw. There we go. Lift to pick up. There's no... Nope. Oh, there it goes. Perfect. Excellent. Alright, folks. Turn this guy off. That'll be it for me for today. Let me know what you want to see in the next episode, and we will go from there. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Valley East, USA. Catch you guys later.